Hey guys, Nuie here, back once again with another um review episode for Game of Thrones. Now episode 3 has officially released. I watched it last night. I actually ended up having to catch the late version because I also watched the USA women's game. Shout out to them for coming back 4-3. Especially to Chris and Press, you were key to our win, so that was great. But and I also watched Rick and Morty because it's Rick and Morty, dude. I'm always gonna catch Rick and Morty. My thoughts on this episode, and where we're going from here. Episode 3 was integral, actually. A lot happened. Once again, this is another one of those episodes where we traveled all over Westeros, and really, but this unlike episode 1 where we traveled all over Westeros and didn't really get a whole lot of action. When we traveled over Westeros this time, we learned a lot, and we saw a lot. We had the Grey Worm taking Casterly Rock and then realizing how fucked he is right now. We had the women of Dorne getting put into a slave cell a jail cell, and basically she's going to sit and watch her daughter die for however long that takes. We got Cersei sleeping with her brother again, which typical. Cersei's nasty. Moving along. What else do we have? What is her name? The old lady. I can't think of her name. She was wonderful. But she is officially out of the game. She's taken her poison. She's accepted her death, and she's told Jaime what she did. Things have happened. So getting right into it. The meet and gritty. A lot happened. Jon finally met up with Dany. They had a talk. Dany wanted him to bend the knee. It didn't happen. He's somewhat held prisoner. Not really. Tyrion is working hard. Tyrion is trying very, very hard to negotiate a peace there, as Dany has just lost two of her largest supporters. Now, well, not actually, that's not fair to say, because her largest supporters are definitely the Dothraki, and she does have dragons and stuff like that. However, when I say two of her largest supporters, I mean it's both of her alliances with current Westeros nations. So losing those two is a huge blow to her. So now that she has lost them, Tyrion is fully aware that they need Jon. So that's why I don't know if Jon had full information of this or anything like that, because when he first enters he says that she needs him, and I didn't quite understand what it was that she needed him for. I understand that Jon is fully fixated on the White Walkers and everything they're doing, so it's a little bit wow. Hold on guys, I will be right back. Hey guys, sorry about that. I had a quick phone call to take care of, but yeah, back into the back into our discussion. Yeah, I didn't fully understand what Dany was referring to when she said that or not Dany, what Jon was referring to when he said that Dany needed her. Now I understand that he's very fixated on the White King and everything, but I don't know if Dany has any idea of not only the lore of the White King, but also why she needs him for that. Now, I know Jon really needs people and really needs allies and really wants people to believe him, but he's also fully aware that it's very difficult to believe what Jon is presenting to people, and Tyrion's line is the best way to describe it. When he says that you can't spend your whole life wanting, basically he says that you can't say something's not real because you want it to not be real. you have to know that it's not real. So in his mind, he believes John because he believes John based off of his character, not his actual character. I mean, like his character and the way that John has presented himself previously to Tyrion. So he's more prone to believe him, and also Tyrion typically is a great judge of character in general. So he typically will notice when he typically notices when people are lying to him. So he definitely doesn't feel like John is lying right now. And that's why he convinces Daenerys to let John farm the glass, and then hopefully that will allow them those two to create their alliance. Cersei, I have to talk about Cersei because she's still a player in this game, but I have no longer any interest in Cersei as far as this series goes. First couple episodes, it was interesting. She's very conniving. She's very interesting in that regard. She has some pretty devious, dark plans, and the way she handles things is very manipulative and outright disturbing at times. But this episode, it kind of showed that she's not really fully there anymore. What I mean by that is that she's basically, to be honest, she came off kind of whiny in this episode, and to be fair, it is the death of her kids, and those are the only things she really cares about besides herself. So I understand why she is like this, but at the same moment, she literally just broke down and was like crying and physically upset, and you could hear it in her voice the way she wasn't really strong, but she wanted to present herself as the stronger party, and based on the fact that she was the capturer and not the captee, she was able to do so. But in the same token, it was the chinks in the armor are there, and they are large wounds. So especially when I don't know if Jamie's even gonna tell her what happened and who actually killed her son, but that might be enough to push her over the edge, and she might be done with sanity. Now we got Reek finally got picked up. He's being a bitch. His men are treating him like a bitch. I can't blame them, but I still feel like he's got the alternate plan, so he needs to be able to say what's going on. But yeah, not totally happy with not totally happy with him. Not totally happy with him. Theon, Reek, it's you're kind of a pain, dude. You're kind of a pain. Flipping back over, we have Sansa. We didn't actually. My dislike of this episode, if I have a dislike, is that I didn't get to see Arya this episode at all. So I have no clue how her journey to the North is going or anything like that, which sucks because I'm very, very curious to see when she will arrive and make sure that she arrives and see her rejoin her family. So that's very important to me, personally, because I really like Arya as a character. However, I'm very nervous to say that because every character that I have liked at the beginning of the season has died. So yeah, very, very nervous to say that. It's happened 6 seasons in a row. Hoping 7th season is not the same. Like, just to be honest, that is what I'm hoping. But yeah, hopping over to that, Sansa has finally reunited with her brother, and is finding out that has no intention of being a ruler in the North or anything like that, and he is fully set into his three-eyed raven ways, and he's fully focused on becoming the three-eyed raven, and he does so by bringing up a memory of her past that there's no way he would have known because he just simply wasn't there, and she has not discussed it with anyone, and she knew immediately where he was going and what he was going to say, which is why she excused herself from that conversation. But I don't understand fully yet what the Three-Eyed Raven will be doing as far as the series goes. So, I mean, I definitely feel like he'll be basically like a chief advisor because he's fully tapped into the world, and Littlefinger was talking to Sansa about that, about being fully aware of every situation going on around you so that you're never surprised by anything. So basically, I feel like he fulfills that for them in the North, um, even though he's not fully in contact with his full out abilities. The last thing I wanted to cover on this episode was just Sam, basically. Actually, Sam actually had a kind of important part in this. We find out that Jorah actually has been healed from his dragon scale, so Sam's midnight procedure was actually successful, which I'm surprised at because Sam kind of fucks things up a little bit, quite a few times. But overall, it's actually not too surprising because Sam has a better head on his shoulder than he really lets off. He's very intelligent. He just kind of is a bitch and whiny, and yeah, he's very it's hard to really give a proper word for him because he's very intelligent and he's very smart and he can be very useful, but he's very afraid of conflict. So it's hard to fully grasp Sam without just saying that because that's basically him as a character. Now, he has now been tasked with restoring a whole bunch of books, which means he probably is going to gain a whole bunch of more knowledge that will be even more helpful to Sam, or not to Sam, but to Jon, as well as the armies in the north, because he really doesn't have any affiliation with Cersei or anything that she's doing. So, the upside is he didn't get in trouble for trying to work on Jorah, and he's basically getting a pass as far as learning, and now he's able to learn even more because he's going to be rewriting books. So this is a huge step forward for Sam, but it's also a huge step forward because it means Sam is going to be continuing to gain more knowledge that we don't have because we still fully aren't aware of what the best ways are to combat the White Walkers, and Jon needs that information more than anything. The last thing I wanted to go over before I end this video is just my predictions going forward. I definitely predict that alliance between Jon and Dany. I definitely think she's warming up to him as a person, and she definitely believes that he's a pretty straightforward guy. Even though she might not like that he's outright refusing to bend the knee to her, and she even calls it rebellion at one point. I think she's starting to understand that Jon is his own man, and he wants to live his life according to the best way he sees he can. And it's hard for Jon to just bend the knee to her, knowing that her family is responsible for quite a few deaths in his family. So I feel like over the next probably 2 episodes, but it might just be one, and a bunch of off screen, but probably between those next episodes we'll be seeing a closer relationship develop between Jon and Dany. Now, Dany did give him permission to mine her orb, so not like sexually. I mean, I feel like it's bad that I have to explain that but it is Game of Thrones, and we got Cersei and Jaime, so just, but basically, I feel like they are gonna go closer, and as she has allowed him to mine her dragon glass, he's going to now decide, okay, I can work with her, and in the end, that's what we need, because once again, White Walkers are coming, and I cannot wait. It's going to be epic. And Jorah actually might be very helpful in this, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, well, not actually now. Now Jorah just knows of Jon because he's talked to Sam, and Sam saved him. So in a backwards kind of way, he kind of owes Jon, because Jon saved Sam at one point. But in a more forward-thinking way, Jorah re-entering the scene is great because, one, he's intelligent. Two, he's a good fighter. I wouldn't say he's the best fighter, but he's a good fighter, and we need good fighters because we have Mountain, and we have Cersei's whole Tyrion, or what is his name? Dude with the ships. I can't think of his name. He walks around thinking he's basically rocking his rocker gear. Yeah, he's there. So we need good fighters, and Jorah is definitely one of those top-notch fighters. So plus again, we did just lose 2 allies, being the Women of Dorne and our Golden Roses over here. So I definitely like where the episode is going, and I definitely like how the season is going. I hope you guys leave your thoughts and comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry again for the phone call in between. I wasn't expecting that. But yeah, I just had to take care of that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you next week in our next episode, after our next episode of Game of Thrones. So I will see you all later.
Heaven sent my residence.